Um, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my first, I guess this is the late Ned podcast, you could call it. So I have no script for this. I'm just gonna be sort of doing my own thing, just making it up as I go. Not much of a reason I started this. I just got kind of bored and decided I needed to do this. Or not needed to, but thought it might help a little. It is 8:37 p.m. Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. A little less than a week from today. From now, I'm gonna start my last year of high school, which I'm not looking forward to, mostly because not only is high school a pain in the ass, but because once I finish high school, it means I have to do my test to get into college, and I'm super far behind on all my previous classes, I guess you could say. I basically passed all my other math classes by sheer luck, pretty much. But I'm gonna have to catch up on that, and that's not gonna be fun at all, because there's a lot to each class, and there's just a lot of shit I'm gonna have to do by myself while also doing my regular classes. About a year from now, in May, I'm gonna have to do my college test. I'm gonna see if I can get into informatics engineering. You probably don't even know what informatics is. You probably never even heard of it. I didn't even hear about it until I got into high school. But from what I hear, informatics engineering is kind of like, it's basically the same thing as computer science. It has like all the same math and shit. And kind of like computer science, informatics engineering is like, it's like this like umbrella, basically. Like if you graduate with a degree in computer science, you can basically do anything in programming. It's basically the same thing as informatics engineering. If I can graduate, I'll basically be good for any sort of programming job, I guess. I'm looking at something after I'm done school. I wanna take a job like software engineering or web design. No, not web design, maybe, but like system operators, like a sysop for a website. I'm trying to start a website after. Well, I guess when I have free time, and I've studied like website programming and better. I want to study PHP too, like the language for websites, because I think that would be pretty cool. It'll definitely help me in my progress, but like I said, I have a lot of things to study up on. I have about 2 years, 2 years, I think, of high school math to catch up on. That includes algebra, analytical geometry, trigonometry, differential calculus. And that's 4 classes right there. I didn't do shit in physics 1 or 2. So I have to catch up on those 2, because those are probably going to be on the test for my college exams, I guess you could say. Not my college entry test. Whatever, the test to get into college, basically. And that won't be very fun, but that's what I get for being a lazy piece of shit. So this next semester, I'm gonna have to study integral calculus, I think. So, I've only seen like a few, not like anything like real I've only seen like a few images of what integral calculus looks like, and I can already tell it's gonna be a pain in the ass. But that's what I got for not paying attention the last 2 years in high school math, so whatever. I don't have much else to say, really. This is actually my second time recording this first part, I guess you could say. The first time it was like 20 plus minutes long, but that was like a few months ago, I think, or a few weeks ago. I was talking about how I was failing some of my classes, and I did end up failing one of them, but I managed to pass it with the extra test, which is basically like I don't know what the equivalent would be in America, but in Mexico it's like if you fail a class, you have to take a test, basically. It has like all the subjects from that class, and you have to, like, one test, and if you pass it, you pass the whole class, but if you fail, you have to take like this even bigger test, which is even harder, but I managed to pass it, so I don't really care. I'm fine. I guess I could say where the name comes from. If I'm not mistaken, this will be the Late N.E.D podcast. Late N.E.D stands for Late Night Existential Dread. That's where the N.E.D comes from. The reason is that for some reason, I don't know why, but whenever like I stay up late and I'm tired, I get like super existential, and I just get super depressed, and I hate everything. I feel like everything sucks ass, and everything's worthless, and I suck, and everything is pointless. You know, that's where Late N.E.D comes from. It's only like 9 o'clock. It's not that late, but you know what I mean. The name's a name, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. I could have named it something else, but can't really think of anything. So, fuck it. That's what we're sticking with for now. Maybe next episode I'll change it or something. Probably not. I don't even know when the next episode will be, but I don't even know how often I'm gonna do these. Maybe weekly, but I doubt it. Probably not. Well, maybe. Like every week I'll summarize what's going on. Or maybe I might do this weekly. I don't know why I did it on Tuesday. It just so happens that I felt like recording it right now, but it's whatever. It doesn't have to be on Tuesday. Maybe just once a week. This is fine. I'll summarize what went on that week, and what was important or wasn't. How I'm doing with my classes, I guess. I have a lot of other hobbies I'd like to work on as well. Obviously, I want to practice programming and drawing. I want to learn how to speak Japanese too. That's like language learning is one of my other passions or hobbies. Unfortunately, with all the classes I'm missing, I have to catch up on. It's gonna be kind of hard to do basically anything. And that's kind of it, really, I guess. I don't really have a lot to talk about this episode. I don't really have much to talk about, like, in general, but you know how it is. I'm just rambling, really. I'm just talking about anything for like 10 plus minutes. I'm not 100% sure. I have a lot of ideas for things I want to do eventually, but my dog is barking. I have a lot of ideas for things I'd like to do eventually. Like, I want to start my own game developing company. I have a lot of ideas for things I'd like to do eventually. Like, eventually I'd like to start my own game development company. Like, just making games by myself or with a few friends or something. I don't really know. I have this idea for a game, and I think I'm gonna call it like Sticks and Stones, right? So Sticks and Stones, right? It's like 2D platformer game, but like the whole point is that it's going to be very, very difficult. Maybe not like exceedingly difficult, but it's going to be like a hard game, right? That's kind of my idea. The whole, and by the way, if I ever do make it, which hopefully I will, this will technically be the first time Sticks and Stones has ever been mentioned. I have a lot of other ideas, obviously, like hopefully the comics. I have ideas to make comics. Hopefully those also come into existence later on in the future. I also have ideas for those, like Eric's World or White's World, whatever it ends up being called, like the FCAA and shit like that. You probably don't even, this means nothing yet because I haven't made anything, but eventually in the future, if I do end up making them, this can be like the first time I've made them. Like I already have a whole lot planned out of what I want to do, but my art skills are pretty shitty right now, so I can't really like bring my ideas to life, if you know what I mean. Alright, so back to Sticks and Stones, I guess. This will technically be the first time Sticks and Stones has ever officially been mentioned. I've had an idea for it a few weeks ago, I think. But basically, the whole idea is that it's going to be like a 2D platformer. It's going to be very difficult. And like, I have these big ideas for like the bosses, right? Like I don't know how often, but the bosses are going to be like the big highlight of it. I already know it's probably going to be compared to Cuphead eventually, sooner or later, because they're probably going to be animated and it's going to be side-scroller. It's animated, it's side-scroller, and they have big bosses. Clearly it was inspired by Cuphead, which is not true, by the way. Not that there's anything wrong with Cuphead, I have nothing against it, but Cuphead didn't cross my mind once when I was thinking of Sticks and Stones. Thinking of the concept for Sticks and Stones. If you wanna know how I got the idea for Sticks and Stones, really, it happened one night when I was watching a VTuber clip of N.E.D. She's from Hololive. I don't really know her last name or her first name. I don't know her last name. I don't know, but because she's Japanese, whatever. Who cares? The point is, she was playing Super Mario Bros. Wii U. She was like the first tower, like where you fight Boom Boom or whatever his name is, the orange motherfucker. Okay, so like Nene was in the first tower fighting or not. She wasn't fighting, but she was just like playing the first tower where you fight Boom Boom, right? And she was kind of struggling a little because girls aren't good at games. No, shut up. She was kind of struggling, right? And I was thinking to myself because I played the Mario games religiously. I was like, man, those games are so easy. It's like not even funny. Like they don't really have much to offer like people like me who have already like played them so fucking much that we could probably do it with like our eyes closed at this point. So I was thinking, what if like there was like a harder version of Mario, right? Like every single level was like a Kaizo level. Like that would be insane. Those would obviously ROM hacks exist to that shit. But I'm not good enough to play Kaizo levels because I'm trash, obviously. But that's what started Sticks and Stones, basically. So it was from the idea that regular Mario games just weren't hard enough for me anymore. That like my mind started like turning, like the gears started turning in my skull, and I was like, what if like I made a harder Mario game? Like kind of like in the style of Mario, like every level was like super hard, and there was like hundreds of levels, and like each one progressively got harder and harder and harder. Cause like that was like a thing it's like a thing in games, like it's like a certain level, like the difficulty sort of like drops off. It's not like they get harder and then they don't get harder. Like then they drop back down and then they get harder again. So I was like, what if I made a game that was like hundreds of levels, and each one just got progressively harder and harder and harder and harder, right? And then I thought to myself, okay, well, don't be a retard, obviously. Difficulty has to cap out eventually, and plus, there's no way in hell we're gonna be the ones to do that. I mean, you know how much work would have to go into, like, animating absolutely everything, programming everything and shit? like the music behind everything. And then I said to myself, well, yeah, that'd be insanely difficult. And doing that would be pretty stupid. And then I said to myself again, but we're the motherfuckers who want to get into engineering after not having paid attention in math class for the last 2 years. So we're pretty fucking stupid, right? So I was like, yeah, you're right. Fuck it, let's do it. It was kind of like that. It was like that over a course of a few days. I kept getting ideas, and I was like, no, there's no fucking way I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna be the one to do it, right? There's no way. It's just an idea. Sticks and stones is just an idea. It's just gonna fade away in my mind, and it'll never happen. And then here we are, weeks and months later, and I genuinely want to do this. And I'm like, fuck me, this is gonna be like impossible to make. Not really. I'm kind of optimistic. Maybe not optimistic, but realistically, it'll take me a long ass time. But I believe I can do it, honestly. Can I draw? Not really. Can I program? Definitely not. But, whatever. What do I gotta lose except my time? So, yeah, this is basically my pitch meeting for Sticks and Stones. If anyone in the future is watching this, this is technically the first ever documented or publicly documented archive, I guess, or anything of Sticks and Stones, mentioning of Sticks and Stones. In the future, hopefully, Sticks and Stones will exist. Hopefully it will. I mean, I'm pretty sure it will, because I want to make it really badly. And I probably will make it. If you say that you're not going to do something, like you should say, I'm probably not going to do it, you're just demotivating yourself. And I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I really, really, really badly. And I already have, like, there are a lot of, like, I don't want to say, okay, well, I'm gonna be honest, I already have a lot of sequels planned and, like, add-ons, like, expansions and shit. Like, from Sticks and Stones all the way to, like Wrath of Azrael and the kitchen sink. This makes, if you're listening to this in present day, this makes no fucking sense. You have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But the first game is gonna be, alright, not right now, alright? I'm not gonna talk about Sticks and Stones right now. I could probably talk about it for, like, hours on end if I got into, like, every single little detail. Which I might do some other time, maybe tomorrow. I still have, like, about a week left before I go back to class. But yeah, that's my idea for Sticks and Stones. Like I said, I want to start a game development company eventually. I'm not. Sticks and Stones is really the only game idea I have right now. Oh yes. Also, I want to eventually make a sort of sandbox game that I can keep building upon for years to come. It's kind of like, I want it to be kind of like Minecraft, like a survival sandbox, like where you can, like, explore and do tons of shit. It's kind of like, I want to, like, make my own Minecraft, but different enough that it won't be compared to it constantly. And I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do that, but I have literally no ideas for that sandbox game. We'll just call it the sandbox game for now, because I have no idea what it's going to be about, how it's going to play, or anything. The only ideas that I do have for it are that it's going to be, like, the normal world, the overworld, and then, like, the Aether, kind of like the Aether in Minecraft, with, like, all, like, temples and, like, ancient, like, Greek architecture and shit like that, like, old time architecture, and then, like, the underworld, like, hell, you can basically compare it to the Nether, kind of like that. And maybe probably some other dimensions too, maybe, like other dimensions, make things look really cool and abstract, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like I said, I have zero plans for this sandbox game, but I eventually want to make it, but I have nothing planned yet. So this sandbox game just sort of exists in space right now. But I guess that's kind of it, really. I can't really think of anything else. I talked about late Ned. I'm talking mostly about Sticks and Stones and the future games I guess I want to make. Which makes sense. I mean, this is a programming channel, basically, essentially. I also want to eventually start documenting like my progress with like learning languages and shit, and maybe like instruments in the future. But I don't know. I feel like that would probably be a little harder to document because with programming, I can just like make an algorithm or whatever, like the code. I can make the code, then it can like record the video, and like I can just show what it does. You know what I mean? That's basically it. I don't even talk in any of my videos. Like the last 4 videos that I've uploaded, I haven't talked in a single one, I think. But so I guess you could say this is sort of a voice reveal. You know, whatever. But yeah, eventually I want to document my progress learning languages, because I have multiple. There are so many I want to learn. Probably eventually instruments and shit. But other than that, I don't really have a whole lot to say. I'm probably also gonna post like animations and like drawings to this channel, because if this is gonna be like the channel where this is gonna be like my development channel, you know what I mean, like my programming channel. Like eventually, when the Blue Cube is like an actual company, like, and I've actually like started making games and shit, I'll post like the progress onto here, like the progress for Sticks and Stones and like the Sandbox game or like whatever games. You know, I have like I want to eventually get into horror. You know, like horror games were like what I was gonna start out with, but it kind of, you know, I don't want to say it didn't work out, but it was probably gonna be a lot harder to do that than to just do a sort of Mario clone, I guess you could say. I don't know, really, honestly. I don't know what game will eventually be like the first game I ever made, like the first real game. I can't really think of any right now. It won't be Sticks and Stones, and it won't be the Sandbox game. The Hangman game, you know, if the Hangman exists in the future, you know, maybe I wrote books about or comics about him. This is, you know, the Hangman's been around for a long ass time by now. Not like in present day, like not like in the future, but like right now. I've had ideas for the Hangman for years by now. How long has it been? Like 3 or 4 years by now. I thought of him in like my second year in middle school, like towards the end of my second year in middle school, and I'm going into my third year in high school, so third, technically my last. Yeah, okay, middle school is kind of weird, and no, middle school is the same as it is in America, but in high school, our third one is our last one. It doesn't really matter. The point is, the Hangman's been an idea for like at least 4 years. Anyway, I want to eventually make a Hangman game too, but that won't be my first game either. My first game would probably be like some point and click horror game, you know, kind of like. I feel like I could probably do that. It won't be like the most creative or groundbreaking thing ever, but it'll help me like get in, like understand what it takes to make a game. You know what I mean? I have plans for like other like animations I want to make, like I mentioned N.E.D from Hololive. You know, I want to make Hololive animations eventually. But you know, that's way in the future when I actually know how to draw, let alone animate. So, you know, that's sort of, these are a lot of, I'm the type of person that has a lot of plans and wants to do, you know, emphasis on wants to do a lot of things, but whether or not I'm willing to put in the effort, that's a whole nother story. Hopefully I will. Hopefully this will mark the beginning for my channel. And like, speaking of marking beginnings, this a little more serious, but I have to I guess I kind of have to mature a little bit, because this is my last year of high school. I'm not a little piece of shit anymore. I'm 17 years old. I gotta mature. I gotta grow up a little. You know what I mean? I gotta start acting like a man. 1 year from now, I will be an official adult. Not even a year from now, like a few months from now. My birthday's in August 26th, and no, not August, dumbass. March 26th. We're in August, so maybe like a few months, but not a year. Well, more than a few months, but not a year. But whatever. I need to grow up. I need to mature. I need to let go of all my procrastinating ways, and I need to sit my ass down. I need to, if I want to do the things I want to do, I need to actually put in the work. You know what I mean? No one's ever going to come down, like the dedication fairy is never going to come down, wave her wand, and suddenly I'll be like super motivated to do everything, dedicated to my work and all that shit. No, it's never going to happen. I'm the one who has to put in the work. I'm the one who has to do that. If I want to make animations, if I want to make games, if I want to make websites, if I want to be a good programmer, I'm the one who has to do the work. I have to put in the effort. And that's what I'm going to have to do. I have to buckle down. I have to, like I said, I have to mature. I have to realize that I'm not a little shit anymore. I have to work harder if I want to do the things that I want to do. And I really do want to, make sticks and stones and make video games and make all these cool ass comics and animations and shit, but that's never ever 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 gonna happen if I remain the way that I am, because I'm lazy, I'm unmotivated, and I gotta change that. I have to change that. That's you're never gonna get anything done like that, and that doesn't suck. That's not a bad thing. It just means it's not a bad thing to realize that you need to be more dedicated. I think that's a good thing. I need to mature, so that's basically what I'm trying to say. I like how I said I was gonna finish this. I think those were around like 10 minutes. Now it's like 27 minutes. Whatever. It was pretty melodramatic, but it's kind of true. I need to stop being a little piece of shit, and I need to start working. I have 2 years of math to catch up on. I need to learn how to program. I need to learn how to draw. I need to learn how to animate. So, yeah, that's probably gonna be what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of my life. Not the rest of my life, but for the foreseeable future. College lasts like 4 years. I got another year of high school left, so like 5 or 6 years, and I'll be out of school, assuming I don't fail anything. So, that's it, boys. That's it. That's finally done. Probably. Hopefully I am. I don't know why I'm rushing myself, this is the late N.E.D podcast. I mean, come on, podcasts are pretty long usually. And judging by the fact that this is almost 30 minutes, I think I'll make each podcast, roughly 30 minutes. I think that's fine. So I guess that's it. As for the future of content on this channel, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do next. Probably gonna keep uploading podcasts and shit like that, and my shit posts, I guess. I'm not 100% sure what to do, but I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna keep trying to study C++ on my own, maybe C#, because I think I'm gonna use Unity for my games, because that's the only engine. Unreal Engine doesn't support 2D games very well, so I'm gonna have to use Unity, which Unity gets a lot of shit, but it's a pretty good engine. So I guess I'll post whatever I learn, I guess. Whatever I can document, I want to upload. I want to document as much as possible. Like I said, in the description of my channel, it literally says that, I have it open right here. It says, I want to document as much progress as possible, so one day when I'm extremely good at these things, I can look back at the days when I was still a complete beginner. So yeah, I want to document as much progress as possible, so hopefully in the future I can look back and see how much I've progressed, you know what I mean? So hopefully this doesn't turn into like some big meme channel. Like, hopefully I don't end up like Chris Chan or some shit. Like, this is just the humble beginnings before the horrible fall. And for the record, if anyone's wondering, this is we're still in the whole, in the future, for anyone's wondering, we're still in the whole Chris just screwed his mom arc, if anyone's wondering. If anyone doesn't know, if you don't know anything about Chris Chan, that you don't know what I'm talking about, but whatever. Point is, I just hope this audio, I guess, ages well, and I did end up creating the things I wanted to create, and hopefully I didn't end up becoming like some sort of fucking lolcow or some shit. That's about it, really, I think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and for not watching, I guess. Thank you so much for listening, I guess, to me bitching and moaning about whatever the hell comes to my mind. Yeah, thanks, and I'll see you guys whenever I decide to make another video, I guess. Goodbye.